Hi everyone, it's time for today's video based on New York Times connection game. It's basically a game where you create four groups of four words from 16 given words. You have seen the thumbnail, so you know what the first group we are discussing is. Watch to the end of this video and I will also tell you the other three groups of four words, what each word means, and what they have in common. Let's start with today's words. These are all the group of words that mean take a tumble. So the first one is fall. Of course, you know, when you fall, falling. To fall is, it's a simple thing. You fall down. But you fall, but if somebody, you can't fall something. Fall is something that falls itself. Drop is when you drop it. The book falls down when you drop that book. Okay. Fall also means that, the end, like the fall of Roman Empire, like the end of Roman Empire, or fall of civilization. But also fall can be kind of like fall in love. Oh my God, I think I'm gonna fall for you, or fall in love for somebody, or fall over. I was just on a fall over. Fall over means just like slip or trip over something and fall over, right? And then fall, fall actually means autumn. In England, it's called autumn. In America, it's called fall, right? Then we have fall over, which is kind of you fall over, but you fall off. I fell off my horse, like you fall off something, right? But then, so fall in love, fall head over heels. Those are all about love, right? So these are all the words have to do with take a tumble. The next one is slip. So when you slip, and then be careful, you can slip, short E, as opposed to eep. It's not sleep, slip, which means, I slipped on a banana peel and fell down. Like slip, you take a tumble. When you slip on something, when something is slippery, slippery floor, there's water there, be careful. Or there, like ice is very slippery, so where you slip on it. But slip can also mean women's underwear. It's a type of a slip, right? So, and yeah, so those are the take a tumble. The next word, slip. The next word, spill. Now, I don't use spill like this, but, according to this game. So spill is usually means spill, S-P-I-L-L. It usually means when water spills or when liquid spills. Spill usually is with a liquid spilling, right? The water spill or the juice spills. Also, spill is like something spills, and so it's liquid falling. I guess that's what it is. The liquid falling is spilling. But spill is also like fess up, confess, spill it out. Tell me why you came here. Spill it out. Spill. That's also spill. The last one for take a tumble is trip. I tripped. Oh my God, there was a rock there in front of me. I didn't see it. I tripped over it. Now you don't say I slipped over it, because slip is this action of you kind of, you almost fly in the air. Exactly. Slipping is on a slippery thing. So a banana peel is slippery, right? Ice is slippery. Water on the floor is slippery. That's all slippery, okay? But trip, when you trip over something, that tripping is not spilling. You trip over like a large rock. You trip over somebody's shoes. When you trip, your foot gets stuck and you fall over. So be careful. Trip and slip are not the same. Both of them are take a tumble. Both of them are falling. But the way that falling happens is completely different. Now, trip, of course, in its simplest form means voyage, traveling, trip. But also you can trip somebody. When you trip somebody, when you stick your foot in front of them, they trip over you, right? They trip over you, right? They trip over you. And then, but then you can tripping. Are you tripping, dude? That's when you take drugs. You're like, yes. And there is a dragon there who's, who's just eating fire. What? What are you doing? Are you tripping, dude? Are you tripping? So that's where we have an acid trip. Man, you're just tripping. Like you're like kind of just being incoherent, and that's a wild trip. So that's usually what happens when you take drugs or you take substances. You're tripping. And then we have, you can trip. There's tripwire that if you like, whatever, if you're in the army or something or at war, there's a tripwire, and then your foot can connect to it, and there's an explosion. That's called a tripwire. But then you can have expression tripped out, man. That means that's like pretty awesome. Wow, that's just gives me a trip. That's like tripped out. I use that expression a lot. Tripped out, man. That means like that's awesome. It's like you're tripping. It makes you trip, and trip there means that just go on a wild intellectual kind of a situation. So take a tumble is fall, slip, spill, and okay, hey there, friend. Nice to meet you. I am Hamid. Sorry for the interruption. If you are enjoying this video and are looking to take your English fluency and vocabulary to the next level, I've got something special for you. I offer personalized one-on-one coaching sessions tailored to your unique goals and interests. Whether you're focusing on grammar, vocabulary, pronunciation, or all around communication skills, I'm here to help you master English in a way that's fun and effective. Ready to elevate your English? Click on the link in the description below to book your session with me today. Let's embark on this journey to English mastery together. Don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe for more tips and tricks on mastering English. These are all types of water. Mineral. So mineral is, of course, a type of water. Mineral comes from mine, from a mine, right? So that's what mineral is. Mineral doesn't have other meanings. You can have mineral water or mineral juice or something. Then the kind of water is spring. Now, I have made a video on spring. Spring is the season, it's in simplest form, is a season of spring. Spring, winter, fall, or autumn, summer, those are seasons. So spring, but then spring is also this metal coil that, like your bed, has a lot of springs. Then spring is also where water comes out. That's the spring. That's why we have hot springs. I'm going to go to hot springs, right? And then the verb spring is to jump, spring. And that's the past tense of that is sprang and sprung. That all comes from spring. So that's spring. It's a water thing. It could be season. It could be the thing that goes up and down. It could be the act of jumping. That's all spring. Then we have the word kind of water, still. So spring water is a water which is really pure and beautiful and right, just spring, just like it's coming straight from the earth. And still water, it's not very nice. It's kind of like a swamp. It's not still. And I've done a video on this. Still means no motion, right? That's still. Keep still. I'm going to take your picture. Stay still. That means stop moving, right? But then still could mean, I trusted you. Still, you robbed me. Still, otherwise, or something like that. So still, are you still waiting for him? Are you still waiting for him? Still, as in, you've been waiting for him for 3 hours. Are you still waiting for him? Still, I gotta tell you, I still have a feeling that I should have stayed still, keep still. Okay, so that's here is an adjective, and but that adjective can have different meanings. But then we can have steal. That's steal, and of course, steal means to to rob. And I actually did a video on that. Steal. Somebody's stealing my car, and then it can be STEEL, and that's a type of metal. But Superman's name is Man of Steel. Something which is very strong type of metal, steel. So another kind of water is tap. Not tap, that's going to tap very good water from it. Another name for it is faucet, right? So tap and faucet are the same thing, and you get water from a tap or from a faucet. And then you have a sink. Water comes out, there's a sink. Comes out of the tap or out of the faucet. Of course, I've done another video on this. Tap has so many meanings. Tapping somebody on the shoulder, right? Tap yourself on the back. And then you also have pat on the back, and tap. You tap that. To tap means to kind of take, like use something, right? That's an untapped resource right there. That mine there, that gold mine, is an untapped resource, as in it hasn't been tapped. It hasn't been used. It hasn't been, sought. So that's tap. Then tap is, of course, a type of a dance because it tap, 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 right? That's tap, 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 tap. Or you tap on the door. So that creating that sound is tap. When you knock, you tap. But tap is gentler, not pop, 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 pop. Tap is tap, 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 is not that. And then, so that's the noun tap, like a faucet. And then there's verb tap is to tap into something, or tap dance. And there is even something called tapping, which is a EFT, which is you tap your face or your body. And that's still, because it's that act of tapping. This is tapping. So you can do it on a door, on a body, on your face, on your head. Here is all tapping. But also tap, because of this action, tap, like the president tapped him to become the Secretary of State, as in, kind of pointed him, kind of said, hey, you be the Secretary of State. So tap. These are things that are cinched in the middle, cinched, like kind of pushed in. The first one is a corset. Of course, a corset is something that, you have to really binds and ropes to kind of bring it in. So that's something which is cinched in the middle. Diabolo, I don't even know what that is. Sorry, I'm just going by this thing. It's like a kind of a devil. But then hourglass, because hourglass is cinched. Hourglass, you have this here, and this here, and then in here, in the middle, is cinched. It's kind of squeezed. That's what these things that are cinched in the middle. So hourglass is like that. And hourglass is basically this form, as I told you, this is this form. Hourglass, right? The glass that shows you the time, right? And then that's, put sand in it. Okay, let's turn it around. That's how the ancients, that they didn't have the clock or digital stuff, that they use hourglass. But also we have expressions like an hourglass figure. A woman who's very, has got a very beautifully fit body, has got an hourglass figure. So that's another thing for hourglass. So these things that are cinched in the middle, wasp. Now, I don't know why wasp is, because I don't even know what the wasp is here. Wasp in general is these annoying flying insects. Not honeybees, but like they're usually much nastier than honeybees. So those are wasps. That's one meaning for wasp. And then also I think it's an acronym. So for a white Anglo-Saxon person. So like, if it's a man, a white man or something, white American or Canadian or British man, it's usually a wasp. And then finally, these are the things that go with the last group is the things that go with bear, something bear. The first one is boo boo bear. No, I don't know. I've never used that. But boo boo is interesting because boo boo is I made a boo boo. Oh my God, that's children's talk. It's like, oh, I'm hurting. I have a boo boo. Or also it could be made mistake, I think. I'm not really sure. I don't know children words, but boo boo, like, oh, I have a boo boo. I made it. But I think adults could use this like, oh, I made a boo boo. That means that I made a mistake, right? But as a child, it's like, oh, I have a boo boo. That means that I have a wound or something, or have something broken. Brown bear is another one. Brown, is just the color brown. It doesn't have a lot of other meanings. It's just brown. We have brownie, which is the thing, which is, kind of a chocolate pastry thing. That's brownie. But then we have this thing called brownie points. Brownie points means like, go wash the dishes. You'll get brownie points with your wife. Stay late and work overtime. You get brownie points with your boss. So brownie points are like, points that get you more somebody in somebody's favor. That's brownie. You get brownie points. Can I get brownie points because I stayed later? Brownie. Okay. So yeah, that's just brown. Brown doesn't have other meanings other than that. Honey, honey bear, of course, and honey is like, the sweet thing you eat. Honey could also be a color, the color of honey, that kind of a golden color. But honey, again, doesn't have a lot of meanings. But honey, of course, is a term of endearment. Honey, what can I do for you? You can say that to your lover. You can say that to your children, to your friends, honey. And then finally, teddy. And teddy, teddy bear. And teddy, again, is just doesn't have other meanings. But teddy is a sort of a derivation of Ted. And Ted is short for Edward. So Edward becomes Ted, and then you kind of endear that Ted by calling it Teddy. So Teddy, it's, teddy bear is like these bears that children have, but also Teddy is a type of array that women can wear. It's like, oh, wear your Teddy. So these are all bear words: boo boo bear, brown bear, honey bear, and teddy bear. Okay, everybody. Thanks for watching. Come back tomorrow. Okay.